ups and downs, probably more downs than point, but obviously God just keep moving for it's a journey for a reason. It's going to be, like I get on a show and win, and then all of a sudden here I have a multi-platinum album or song that's streaming. Like, no, you're going to go through some things, and it's just life lessons. And I'm just thankful every day for what I'm learning in this music business and learning in myself to put myself out there because I think that's the first step with anybody. Letting go of your nerves, letting go of the fear that comes with it, letting go of what are other people going to say? How are they going to perceive me? Like, is this really going to work out? But you just have to just keep moving forward. And that's what I would just tell anybody. That's what I have to keep encouraging myself to just keep moving forward in this journey. So
I heard that real quick in the building. We got I am this DJ Shiz in the building. That's my brother right there. And we
all
got
right.
and we got DJ D Nice, North Carolina's finest. How we doing, y'all? How we doing? iPad went out again. I'm sorry. Let me introduce it again. First, we got I am DJ Shiz. Helen from Philly. He's one of the best DJs in the world. If you don't know, now you know. And we got North Carolina's finest. DJ D Nice is in the building. That's my man right there. We're going to do some big things. He's on that lineup for the Club NuffCed Saturday Night Mix Show, just in case anybody want to know. And he's going to bring that heat. He talking about stop that. You know it's the truth. So, as far as music, is there any instruments you can play? I noticed something behind you.
So yes, I do have my keyboard behind me, but it's the story behind that. So as a kid growing up, my mom put me in piano lessons. So I was
Okay.
playing piano like 6, 7, doing the piano recitals, and probably like any child, like you get bored and you want to start doing something else. And so I just told my mom, like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I shifted over into cheerleading. So I was cheering in elementary school, middle school, high school. And I never picked the piano back up. I never regret that. If adult Shalonda could go back in time and talk to little Shalonda, she would probably tell her, sweetie, keep going. Keep going, keep playing the piano. I know it may seem boring right now, but trust me, later in life, you will appreciate it. So I wish I could have had that moment, but unfortunately, didn't happen. So obviously during the time during COVID, my songwriting coach, shout out to Miss Debbie Zatfison for that. She told me, she was like, if you could learn how to play an instrument, that would be very helpful because then you don't have to rely on someone else to accompany you when you go to play at different venues. So I was like, well, I could pick the piano back up, because that's, obviously what I started with, as opposed to the guitar. Guitar is very intimidating to me, even though she wants me to pick that. I was like, uh, no, I'm gonna stick with the keyboard and the piano, the guitar. That's a whole different beast right there. So I'm like, no. So I started taking lessons. Shout out to Amanda Johnson, who was my piano teacher. So we did, obviously during COVID, everything was online. So that's how I tried to get back in the swing of playing the piano. Now, I am not fluent. I am not Alicia Keys or John Legend or nothing of that sort. But I've learned enough to at least know different chords. So may still be a little rusty, but I have, picked up enough so I can know how to play chords, to at least create some like work tapes for my songs and know what keys that I'm playing in. So the keyboard really helps me. I need to, keep honing in on that craft as well. But that's probably the only instrument that I'm likely playing. And I will say, going back in school, I think elementary school, I think all kids at one point played the recorder. So I'll shout out. I play, and then I played the recorder, but haven't picked that up either since elementary school. But yes, piano is keyboard. That's it for me.
Man, I can't touch a keyboard or piano ever again in my life. Ever, cause it's just not for me. I might could do it now that I've studied quite a bit of music, between chorus and watching stuff on YouTube, things like that. I may could figure it out now. It's not too late, but it's still a lot
Never
to
too late.
learn. It's still a lot to learn. And that recorder, that's a whole nother. Well, so what happened was we had. So I went to Chinquapin Elementary, and we had a small show to do that night for PTO. And
Mm-hmm.
that day when I got home, I wanted to practice. I sat in my chair. I wanted to practice. I went to the refrigerator, got me a snack, came back, sat down, started watching Ninja Turtles because I wasn't thinking about the whole recital. Not thinking about what I was doing, I flopped down on the chair and broke it in half.
Oh.
Yeah. So she gave me another one, and it was old, and it cut my finger. So the whole time that I'm playing, I'm what I'm saying, move my finger like that, ow, ow, So yeah, yeah. Instruments are not for
Oh,
me. They are not for
that,
me.
yeah,
Um,
it takes a lot of time and patience and practice. So yeah, with any
yeah.
type of yeah.
So who are some of your musical heroes and influences, and what do you admire about those?
I would say overall, in any type of genre, not just Christian or gospel, my all-time favorite singer is Tamia. And for anybody
Oh,
that Tamia is. She sung the classic song "Stranger in My House," and Quincy Jones helped discover her. She sung the song "You Put a Move on My Heart." I think that was one of her first songs that she had out on uh, Quincy Jones's album. But Tamia is my hands down. I know people have their Whitney Houston and Mariah. Tamia is my favorite singer. I have been to, oh my gosh, I don't know how many of her concerts up here in the DMV area, but hands down, I love her voice. I love her sound. I love her tone. I just overall love her as an artist. So she would have to be hands down my favorite. When we get into the Christian music and gospel realm, obviously I love Kirk Franklin, Ty Tribbett. I love Mary Mary, um, Lauren Daigle. I'm not sure if everybody knows who she may be, but she is a phenomenal contemporary Christian music artist. I love her sound. And I actually didn't hear about her until my songwriting coach was telling me, like, oh, have you heard of this artist, Lauren Daigle? And I was like, who is that? And she was like, I just want you to look her up, look up and listen to some of her music. And I did. And I've been hooked ever since. And I really love her sound, her tone, her vibe, and how she brings a different twist, obviously, um to God and contemporary Christian music. So I really love her sound as well.
yeah. We as a DJ, as a wedding DJ, we get a lot of requests for Lauren Daigle. Um,
Wow.
it's normally for me. It's normally like mother son dances
Hmm.
because she has such a soft voice and a lot of. I just know if I was to go back through my playlist because I keep all my playlists from events. I know her name is in there. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Like so, she is. You know what I'm saying? A great one.
Yeah.
Tamia did a live show. I can't remember what the show was, but I know I was in the living room watching it with my dad at the time, and she did "Officially Missing You," and it was live. I had heard it on radio. I didn't normally, what I'm saying, like listen to it all the way through, but when she did it, I was hypnotized. Like I was like, this woman is for real.
It's
you know,
insane.
and
The SAT.
yeah. And I don't want to be, biased to my home, you know what I'm saying? But to me, Fantasia is everything. But Tamia is the real deal. Tamia is
Yes.
the real deal. I lie to you not. Um,
Yes.
have you ever collaborated with any other artists?
I have not. I guess that's still part of my music journey as well, and putting myself out there more as an artist. But I have not collaborated with any artists yet.
Yet.
I'm pretty sure prayerful exactly yet.
Yet.
Prayerfully that will come later down the road as people hear my music and get to know me, and God opens up those opportunities to collaborate with the right people. And you always have that thing of like, oh, I dream of. Obviously, I said Lauren Daigle is one that I look up to. Potentially collaborating with her, but I just always believe in like giving everybody wants a chance. And we always think of the famous people, but we have so many talented people that go unrecognized, so it doesn't even have to be someone that's on like a major platform. I'm open to just collaborating with anybody that just wants to sing about God and glorifying him. Like that's what I want to represent. Like it's not about, oh, if you don't have a million followers or 500,000 followers, that's I'm not concerned with that. Like
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff comes later. Like I just want to make great music for God, and that if it can touch one soul and, bring them closer to Christ, that's what I'm all about. So, but yeah, prayerfully the collaborations will come down the road in this journey. So, yes.
Well, it will. It will. I already see it. A lot of people are just not humble enough to understand what I Need a Chance is all about because they forget
Mm,
that they needed a chance. Nobody started at the
that
top.
part.
Nobody. I
That
don't care who put you where. You did not start at the top because you had to prove yourself.
exactly.
So the ones
Eh,
that think they're already there that don't look to the little fella, that little fella started off singing just like you,
Yeah,
just like anybody else. I don't care if you're a DJ, a singer, a producer, you had to learn from somewhere. Humble yourself because you never know. Shalonda Mathis might be the next Emmy Award, Grammy Award, you know what I'm saying? Everything, you know what I'm saying? So if you skip past her, it's your own fault. And I'm telling you that on the NuffCed radio show, it's your own fault. Don't say
yes.
we didn't tell you. Don't say we didn't tell you. In the building is Kimmy 50. That's my sister right there. How we doing? How we doing? Welcome in, Kimmy 50. Folks, I'm gonna introduce her again. Once again, we have Shalonda Mathis in the building.
Hello, world.
All right, all right. Let's move on a little bit. With songwriting, singing, the studio, traveling, contracts, so much to make your head spin. I mean, just like in the DJ's world, it's a lot. You're gonna go here, you're gonna go there. You know what I'm saying? You got to do this gig. Just like today, as soon as I leave here, I got to go set up and perform. Um. So outside of music, what does Shalonda like to do to get away from it all?
Oh my gosh. Good question. When if I can find the time, um, I think if I just had like a nice day just to relax on the couch, I can be a homebody. I'll admit. So just watching a good show. I'm trying to get into reading more. Reading is fundamental, folks. Um,
Very.
so reading, but for the most part, uh, I can't really get away from music, and I don't want to get away from it. Like that, music has always been a form of therapy for me. It's
Mm,
like my outlet. So anytime that I don't want to look at music or songwriting or singing as, oh my gosh, this is something I have to do. Like, no, I want to enjoy what I'm doing because eventually I want to make this as a career and like my bread and butter to make money and make a living. But it's just fun. It's a fun process. So any type of downtime that I may have, it's focused towards I have my notebook with me, I have my phone with me. So any lyrics that God decides to send me, I'm like, I'm writing, I'm putting it in my phone, I'm coming up with different uh, melodies. So yeah, that's most of my any type of, I guess, quote unquote spare time if I have it. But outside of that, I'm very involved in my church, uh, serving. I love to do that. So, but once again, that it's just been a part of my lifestyle lately. Obviously anybody would love to go on a vacation. So if I can, I try to take a vacation at least once a year, but even if it's a staycation, staying at the house doing absolutely nothing, that is better than anything. But yeah, so that's probably me. It's not anything too overly exciting, but yeah, mostly work, church, serving, wherever I can, and working on music. So, yeah.
You just keep being
Oh,
you. Oh,
I'm also a real estate agent. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. I have my own real estate business, so I have multiple hats. So, yeah. Shout out if you're in the DMV area looking to buy, sell, or rent a home or any of the above, just hit me up as well. So, yes, wear multiple hats over here.
you heard it. Y'all heard it first. Y'all heard it first. She will sing you into your new home. She will sing
Amen.
you into your new home. That's all right, man. I can tell just from what little we've talked already. You know what I'm saying? That it's in you. You know what I'm saying? Um, you've kept that cheerleader smile. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And you present yourself very well just from what little we talk. You know what I'm saying? I love interviews like this. I love interviews like this. I hope the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one can be just as good as this already. And we've only gone what 22 minutes. That's Shalonda Mathis, everybody. Um, so while pursuing this thing called music, there are ups,
mm,
there's downs, there's folks running around full speed. Some put you on hold. Um, Me and all good people in the chat know everything about God's timing. What are some of the biggest challenges you faced in your journey as a contemporary Christian music artist?
oh my gosh, I don't even know. Like, do we have all day to answer this question?
Hey, you know what?
But
The title is mine, but it's your show. The title's mine, but it's your show.
um, I would say there you go through personal hurdles, and then there's, I guess, like the music business hurdles that you have to overcome. And I'll start with the professional side, with the music industry in general. Like, I had no idea what to expect. Like, the music industry to me is just its own beast in itself, like to try to navigate. And you really have to read up. I would recommend anybody to get a great entertainment attorney or read up on with intellectual property, like knowing your rights as a singer or a songwriter, how to get paid. Like, there are so many books out there. Like, I had no idea, but just educating yourself so that people can't, pull a fast one on you.
Yeah.
So I would really say just educating yourself. So that's been a hurdle, to take the time and step back and like, let me actually learn the ins and outs of this business. And it prompted me to start my own. I have my own music production company, Heart and Soul Productions LLC, uh, so that I can represent myself. Like, I'm not looking for, obviously I would love to have a huge label to sign me, but like, no, sometimes you have to create your own opportunity. So I was like, no, let's create my label. So I have Heart and Soul production. So that's a, learning curve in itself to learn about the music industry. Um, I think also going back to how we talked about giving people a chance, and if people are already established, A lot of them they don't want to touch you. Or at least they don't even want to give you some, like, here, like a little golden nuggets of advice.
Mm.
Like, at the end of the day, that would even be, beneficial to me. Like, I don't have to know your whole music journey or how you got started from beginning to end, but just to give some advice, to reach back, to help somebody, because it's like you said, everybody did not start at the top. I don't know one person that did. You look at some of the greatest singers, from, entertainers, from Beyonce, Michael Jackson, like all of those had to start somewhere. Somebody had to give you a chance. So I would just say with this industry, just reaching back to help people, or just to help educate them and to give them some guidance and some life lessons and lessons learned, so that they don't make the same mistakes that you did. So that's been a hurdle in itself. Finding the right people to work with, that's been a challenge for me. um, Obviously, I have the songwriting part down, and then with the singing. But then as far as like actually just getting the songs produced, like, okay, I have to find a producer. And it's been almost like trying to find a needle in a haystack to get a producer that you mesh with, that understands the type of music that you're trying to create. And you
Hmm.
just really want somebody that is just honest, about what they're doing. But even that I have learned, and that's a whole nother situation that I have taken to the Lord, uh, in working with different producers. So I got burned in a sense, with working with a producer, but I'm just like you say, God, it's your timing. So it was probably not meant for me to work with that producer, but thankfully he has guided me to another producer that I'm working with to prayerfully get my songs out. So yeah, it's music is has been delayed a little bit longer than I would like, but I know God's timing is always perfect. So I'd rather get it right than to rush something just for the sake of putting it out. Um, on the personal side of it, you always run into that hurdle of, I think it's internally, at least for myself, believing in yourself. But before that, I would tell everybody, believe in God, trust him, because we always talk about believe in yourself, believe in yourself. And let me tell you something, you will disappoint yourself so many times, it's just not even funny. At least I can speak for myself in, for that. I'm my own worst critic. So getting over that, the fear, getting over those doubts and fears that are in your mind that tell you, like, girl, you're not, you got this dream in your head and that's all it is. It's a dream. You think that's going to become a reality. You think that you're going to be singing on a stage in front of thousands of people, blah, blah, blah. Like, haha, keep dreaming, keep daydreaming. Like, keep going to your day job every single day. And I'm just like, if you're not careful and not truly believing in God that He has greater for you, that He has abundance for you, that with Him on your side, like, it doesn't matter what everybody else has to say or think, like, you can accomplish so much and be so successful in life in whatever you do. But it's that own internal struggle that, um I've had to constantly overcome, because I have my doubts, like, oh man, is this gonna happen for me? Is this really gonna happen? And it's just like, keep moving. Like, it's not gonna happen overnight. And I think that's something that we all expect, like, God, I've been putting in the work. It's been a year now, or it's been like 2 years. Like, what's going on? This isn't happening as fast as I thought it would. But you have to get over that mindset and just keep going. Take any opportunity, everyday practice, keep getting better. Like, people don't see, they see the outer, but they don't see everything behind the scenes that you go through, you know, waking up super early in the morning to go to a job, and then you're coming back home so you have time to practice and do the songwriting and find different places for you to be able to sing, and just do regular life stuff like going to the grocery store and getting your groceries and cleaning your house and all that good stuff. It's time consuming, and that's another hurdle, but you have to just keep pushing forward. I can't stress that enough, and that's me preaching to myself, and getting over that hurdle, um, as in within your journey.
You have that right. You have that right to be your own critic because nobody else could tell you. We might know this, we might know that, but you know you.
Right.
You know what pushes you. And like you said earlier, it really, what I'm saying, hit me. There are people like industry plants waiting on folks like us trying to come up. You know what I'm saying? They want to seize the opportunity to take our opportunity, take advantage of that. So once you get into that contract, you know what I'm saying, you're now, because you signed the dotted line, you're obligated to pay out or put in or overwork for this certain amount of time, and it just takes away from you. I don't understand why people want to do things like that. It's just not fair. But there's so many great artists out there that get somebody. Like an example, who is that? I can't think of that girl. Um, she did a song and they took the song and gave it to somebody else as soon as she laid the foundation and everything, and the song ended up getting sent to somebody else, and now this person's making millions off of her work. you know there was who was that guy? I can't remember his name, but Aaron Hall had a song. I'm not sure if it was When You Need Me. um there was somebody else that sung that song first, and then he ended up with the song, and it became one of his biggest songs ever. That right there is just not fair. It's not fair. It's just not fair. That's how I see it. So anybody in the music industry, DJs, singers, songwriters, you know what I'm saying, get your paperwork in check. Because if you don't
Yes.
have your paperwork in check, you are just building somebody else's dream. Because there are people out there to get you. They are people out there to get you.
They will take advantage of the fact that you don't know, and that's why I want to stress, like, educate yourself. There's the internet, there's too much information out there not to. I know we get caught up in, like, oh, but if I don't sign this right now, then I can't make my dream happen, and blah blah blah. Like, no, take the time to educate yourself on this industry, so that I have called some people out on time. I'm like, no, that's not right. This is how it should be, X, Y, and Z. And they start to look at you differently, like, oh, I can't get over on her. No, no, no. I may not have a major label backing me, I may not have a manager at the moment, but I'm going to educate myself as an artist, as a songwriter, because this is my work, and I want to protect it. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's take it to the chat real quick. DJ D Nice says the record label is a pimp, the artist is the worker. You that right there. Right, you hit it right on the money, brother. He says he spent 8 years in the industry. It's crazy, and I believe you got some stories too. And if you don't mind sharing them, we can get you on the NuffCed radio show so you can share your experiences with the world, sir. DJ D Nice in the chat, y'all. That's my man right there. That's my man's right there. Miss Shalonda, can I ask you to maybe add something else to your plate? Your experiences that you have with knowing the do's and don'ts. I'm gonna need you to put this on paper and get you a book on the shelves, because people need to know this. People need to know this because nobody's telling anybody, because the name of the game is, what I'm saying, swindle them, take advantage. You know what I'm saying? If they know there's folks out there, what I'm saying, trying to explain to people you need to have your ducks in a row, that just something that needs to happen. So I mean, I know you got time, maybe on one of your staycations or vacations. You know what I'm saying? If you just jot some things down, you know what I'm saying, get it out there because we need people like you, good, honest people. We the world needs that. You know,
Yes.
because there are so many up and coming artists that get scared or just don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And with folks like you in the world trying to help people, that means a lot. That means a lot because
Yes.
there's other Beyonces in the world that won't get a shot because they have no idea either where to start, where to finish, whether to go left, whether to go right. It's a real thing, man. It's a real
It
thing.
is.
So,
And I'm
so
not saying I have all of the answers, but I'm learning, and everything that I do, I'm like a sponge, just taking notes, soaking it all in. Because, like you said, I not only am helping myself, but I want to be able to help others. And I'm like, if I have a label, then yeah, I want to be able to help that singer, that songwriter, you know, get the money that's owed to them, what they get, what they deserve. So yeah, I'm a book. I'm for it. I'm for
hey,
it.
you got it, man. I believe in you. I believe in you. So, with that said, I want to ask another question, and maybe this maybe may go another route. Has there ever been a moment where you just said you can't do this?
Yeah, all the time. All the time. All the time. I have wanted to give up. I have felt intimidated. I have felt like, oh God, maybe I didn't hear you speaking to me. Like this isn't what I need to do. Um, I think for me, it's probably like at least every other day. I'll feel like that. I have my moments, but it goes back to, it's like the hurdle that you have to overcome, because when God has called you to something, like you want to see that through, because you're like, oh, I don't, God, I know whatever you have for me, it's got to be awesome, great. But the enemy will come in, and he may can't stop you, but he will do everything possible to delay you, to throw you off. So here comes the procrastination, here comes the all of the delays, here comes the negative thoughts in your mind, like, oh, I can't do this, oh, all of a sudden you become tired, and oh, I don't want to do, like, I have experienced it all. And I can remember several times I have called one of my good friends, and I was like, I don't think I can do this. I don't know. And this doesn't happen. And she was like, I don't want to hear it. Keep going. I don't want to hear it. Keep going. So you have to have, you know, people also in your corner that are cheering for you, because, as much as they say, like, you got to cheer for yourself and, be your own cheerleader. No, that sometimes you are not your biggest cheerleader. Sometimes you don't have it in you to cheer for yourself, because you just feel overwhelmed in everything that's going on, and you don't know, like, am I going down the right path? Is this the right way? Like, I'm a very structured person. Like, if you tell me, give me a sheet of paper and that says these are the steps to become a Christian music singer songwriter from A to Z, hey, I will follow that to a T. But that's not life. And so when you have this, you're going on ups and downs and twists and turns, and you just don't know if you're taking the right path or not. It can be very, very discouraging. Very discouraging. And then also I look at, I feel like I'm getting started later in the game. A lot of people started singing when they were much younger. That's not my story. That's not me. So I feel like I'm behind the curve and I'm behind everybody else. But I have to realize, like, regardless, Shalonda, I started. It doesn't matter where you start. I started. I have a dream that I am prayerfully looking to have fulfilled. I don't want to go to my grave with this dream, with this talent, with these songs still in me. And then God, get up to heaven. God's like, you had a whole bunch of songs that I gave you. What happened to them? And I'm like, well, no, that has to go out the window. So um, every day has been a struggle. I have cried. I have gotten frustrated. yeah, you name it, I have probably felt that, like, I don't want to continue. I don't want to keep going. Like, oh, I don't have enough followers on social media. I don't have this. I don't have that. But if you start looking at everything that you don't have, that will truly discourage you and keep you from pursuing what God has for you. But at the end of the day, God's like, and what am I, chopped liver? You have me. That's all that's all that you need. So it's just like, you don't look at the followers, don't look at the numbers, like none of that matters, because at the end of the day, I want to do this to glorify him, and he'll take care of the rest. So I just have to do my part. I gotta do my part, and just keep myself uh, going. And I'm thankful for my family that encourages me. I'm thankful for my friends and my church family that encourages me. So yeah, just you just gotta keep going. That's like the theme of this this segment. Just keep going, keep moving forward. Don't listen to the naysayers, because at some point there's like jealousy involved, or you're doing things that they probably wish that they could do. So, hey, I'm not saying that I'm the best singer in the world, but I'm like, I'm not horrible. I can do this. So, I'm excited to where God has taken me. So just, it's in a way like, get out of your own way. And that's what I have to do. Get out of my own way and just, let God clear the path, and just walk and trust him every single day.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Shalonda Mathis is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, can we get some hearts in the chat for that? If she didn't spit the real, I don't know what it is right now. Shalonda Mathis is in the building, y'all. This is the future contemporary Christian music artists. You heard it here first on the NuffCed radio show. Um, so when I plan a stream, and this is just me,
Mm-hmm.
when I plan a stream, a mix, a wedding playlist, anything involving my skill and the people, I have a process. What's trending? My enough said list that songs that never fail. You know what I'm saying? DJ D Nice with the hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I have songs that just never fail. I'm gonna take these songs with me every show that I go. I take suggested songs and combine them with what the client wants. As a contemporary Christian music artist, what is the process for Shalonda Mathis to create that song? Taking what's in the heart and mind and telling everybody, telling the whole world. Tell us about that process of writing that song.
I wish I could say that I'm like some songwriters that, may lock themselves in a room for like 2 or 3 hours, and all of a sudden they come out with a hit song. But that's not my process. Um, my ideas, obviously everything flows from God, but it can be just like the simplest thing. I try to look at everyday life, anything that's relatable to somebody that they can easily relate to. Um, my coach has always told me, she was like, it's like writing a love song. How many love songs are out there? They obviously all would, at some point they're saying all the same thing, either I love you or you broke my heart. Um, so she's like, how do you want to give a different spin, a different twist? You have to say the same thing, but you have to learn, be creative to say it in a different way to make you stand out, and it's going to make your music just be different than everybody else's. And that's a challenge, because there's so many songs that are out there. So you're trying to figure out, like, man, how the heck do I write something different? But I have so many different song titles. And then my process is, I'll just come up with the title first. Like, God will help me with the title, and then I may come up with the hook first, or the chorus, and then I build the verses around that. But there is a structure, and there's also a mathematical structure to songwriting, which I didn't know, which I had to educate myself on that, about how to write a great song or a hit song. But it can be like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll be asleep, and then all of a sudden God will wake me up, and some lyrics might start flowing or a song title. And
Mm-hmm.
then I have my notepad
Mm-hmm.
beside my bed and I had that phone. I'm like, all right, let me just put this because I don't want to forget it. And that's how slowly like a song will evolve. It's very rare for me to just sit down, write a song from beginning to end. Like, I think that's only happened to me probably twice in this whole time of writing songs because it's a process. There are still songs that I have written, I think maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, because I date all of my songs when I start it and when I end it, so I can see like how long it actually takes me to write a song. And there are still some songs back from like 2022 that I'm still waiting to come up with a bridge for, or that chorus or that hook for that specific song. And eventually it comes together. But I don't have a way just like sit in a room and just write. I don't want to force my music. That's something I won't do because I don't feel like I'm getting real authentic work from myself. So it's sporadic. There are some moments where I get writer's block and I hate those days, but I'm like, God, it'll start flowing eventually. But um yeah, just that's my unorthodox process.
That's understandable. That is completely understandable. Everybody gets writer's block. DJs gets writer's block because we might get into a flow, and now I'm thinking, what am I going to follow this song with? I have
Yes.
no clue. And all my DJs in the chat, y'all know what I'm talking about. You play it to the last second, and now all of a sudden you got to figure out something. So the trick is we talk to the crowd. You know what I'm saying? That's when we start saying, "Is everybody having a good time?" Let me hear you say, "Yeah." While we're doing that, we're still thinking about trying to get this next song up there. So it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
Got
Um, so is that what make you different from other contemporary Christian music artists? The process that you go through, because it is. There are people that go in there and lock themselves in the room or the studio for hours and don't come out until they got it. But it might not, it may register to you later in life that, I ain't gonna say life. I'm gonna say, down the road that I should have changed this. I should have added that. I should have took this out and put that. That would have made it perfect. So it, I'm gonna let you speak. I'm gonna let you speak on that because you're the professional with this. But I know for a fact, me, I have done mixes on Twitch, YouTube, live, and I'm like, I should have played this song. So just
I think the process you're my like my coach has always told me, she's like, you think you write something and it's done. No, it's a great song. I think that I've got, I've got like maybe 8 different versions of the song because you constantly rewrite to figure out a different word, or maybe I don't need to have that word there, or maybe take this out, or let me figure out a different way to say this. Um, but for those people that go into rooms and they just, they crush it out within 3, 4, 5 hours, whatever, that's them. That has not worked for for me. Maybe later down when I'm more into songwriting as my sole career and singing, maybe that's what it takes to like actually sit down with the producer to do that. Um, but for me, it's just a different sound. Like it's not cookie cutter. Like I don't know if you listen to K-Love radio, but a lot of the songs you may have like the same type of undertone, like beat or melody to them, and I'm just like, I while those songs are on the radio, while those songs are hit and they're great, what is going to make me stand out as an artist? Like even just the title of a song. Like I wrote a song called Under Construction, and I want people to be like, Under Construction, how is that a contemporary Christian song? Like what is this about? Like I want people to think like that. Like what is this song about? Play it. And when you hear the lyrics, you're like, wow, how could she, take a title like that and write and make it about God, but it's about everyday life. Like we're all under construction. Like we're not a finished product. God is constantly working on us. So I was just like, that's catchy. It's different. It's gonna grab someone's attention. And then also the melodies that God allows me to come up with, like it's not pop, it's not R&B driven, it's not country driven. Like my songs touch on probably every genre out there, even like rock and roll. Like there's a song that I'm coming up with right now, and it has that Jackson 5 dancing machine beat to it. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is taking it back. Like, this is going to be fire once it is actually produced by the right producer and gets out there. So I think that is what makes me a different artist. Like I don't want to be cookie cutter. I want to stand out. And sometimes it's a problem because people want to pick up, what they know. Like you need to sound like this person or be like this person to, for a label to like pick you up or something. But no, I'm in my own lane and I'm happy with it. So yeah, it's a different sound, and I can't wait until the day like I have the full album and it's out there and people get to listen to it. So I'm praying for that day when it finally gets here. But God's time, like we said, God's time.
Moving right along because we're getting pressed for time now. I don't want to hold her up all day long. For those that don't know, I will be editing this, uploading it to YouTube audio for Live 365, the NuffCed radio station, and we'll get this out there for everybody to rewatch. Yes, Mr. Jackson, Twitch is not perfect, if you can tell by my camera. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that 1 second. So, Miss Jackson, Miss Jackson, Lord have mercy, Miss Mathis. She must be talking about me. Miss Mathis, the way of the world now, people are getting by
Yes.
with what the computer can do for them, manipulating their voices, becoming somewhere they're
Mm.
not, just to sell an image that's not them. I've heard you sing with and without the mic. There's no hiding or manipulating your voice whatsoever. You are the real deal. As someone I've known for quite a while, your image speaks motivation. Let me correct myself. Your image is motivation. Your character is given dedication and blessings. For the new and inspiring artists, can you give a word of encouragement for those who are battling which road to take?
I would really say in everything that you do, and this isn't to be cliche, but keep God first, keep him at the center of what you're doing because that's where your success is going to come from. Um, I would also encourage someone like I've been saying this whole entire time just to keep moving forward, even if you make doing 1% a day. Like we feel like we have to knock out chunks of something to get it accomplished, but just doing 1%, doing something to get you further along in your journey, to get yourself 1% better than you were yesterday. If you don't have 2 3 hours to practice every day, because I certainly don't, because life be life, and as they say, um, I come home now and I'm just like, okay, if it's from 4 to 5, that's going to be my practice time. If it doesn't end up being 4 to 5, if it's 4 to 4:30, I'm doing something to make sure that I'm getting better at what I want to put out there to the world. So you have got to find that. Like, I know we get distracted in TV and other stuff and scrolling through social media, but one thing I'm learning, like, I'm sitting here looking at people on TV. I'm looking at these people follow their dreams on social media, and it's just like, no, I'm wasting time. Time is something you can make more money. You can, but you can't make more time. So make the most of every opportunity that you're given. Even I want to thank you again for this opportunity, for reaching out and for having me on your show. Like this is a stepping stone. I'm like, wow, this is my first radio interview. I'm just like, oh man. But take the time and enjoy it. Enjoy the journey that God is placing you on. Enjoy the ups and the downs. Like, the scripture says, count it all joy when you fall into various tests and trials. And I'm just like, Lord, where is the joy in what I'm going through right now? But when I look back, I'm able to see, like, God, you're teaching me things. You're showing me things. You're building my character. You're helping me so I can help somebody else along the way. So, just keep moving forward. That has been the main theme in my journey, and I want to encourage someone else with the same. And just keep moving. It's difficult, but God will place the right people in your path and create the right opportunities for you. And also, stop comparing. Comparison is a dream killer. I'm speaking from experience. If I
You
have
ain't lying.
my voice, my sound, like, oh God, I don't sound like her. I don't sound like that. I don't. And he's like, no, you don't, because you are you. I created you with that unique voice, not them. They have their voice. So be comfortable in your own skin. Be comfortable in how God created you, how He made you, how your voice sounds. You have to stop comparing, because it is a dream killer. So yeah, that'll be my little tidbits, and I'll include some more in my book that you have encouraged me now to write. So yeah.
That's all right. Shalonda Mathis, ladies and gentlemen. Shalonda Mathis in the building. We got the world famous DJ Sega in the building. How we doing, bro? How we doing? How we doing? Miss Shalonda, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know. DJ Sega is one of, and I don't want to mess it up. You know what I'm saying? I would like for him to do his own intro, but you're talking about one of the creators of that Philly club music, that Baltimore sound, that Philly sound. Um,
Oh,
this man right here is the epitome of it all. One of the greatest DJs, producers you'll ever, lay your eyes on or ever get to meet. I ain't even gonna start on him, but that's the man right there. Um, we're gonna um we're gonna wrap this up. You know what I'm saying,
all
Miss
right.
Miss Shalonda, I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Those nerves flew out the window. I feel like this is kind of like we just sitting outside Walmart talking. You know what I'm saying? Or Starbucks, whatever you prefer. So that's just what it is. Hold up. That number is so significant. DJ Sega with the 420 bits. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Um, Miss Shalonda, um, any upcoming projects or releases you would have? First of all, before you answer that, can I open the chat up to some questions that you would have? If anybody got any questions, I know Director Jackson asked something earlier. If I could scroll back up and see. I think
I
he
think she
wanted
was
to ask, where can he find your music?
So right now, the music is still in the production phase. It has been in that production phase for about a year. So that, when I talk about frustration and delays and all that good stuff, yeah. But prayerfully, I pray and hope to have something out uh, mid July. That is my goal. But if not, it will definitely be by the end of this year. That's what I'm working towards, because I don't want to delay this any longer. I want to get at least a single out there. So be on the lookout. I will definitely have it on all of my social media platforms at Shalonda's Lyrics. You can follow the business side of me at Heart and Soul Music Productions, all on Instagram. And you can also just find me on Facebook as well, just under my regular name, Shalonda. So
There you have it, ladies and
but
gentlemen. There you have it.
it's coming.
Um, real quick, name the top 5
Yes.
artists you would like to collaborate with.
Lauren Daigle, Kurt Franklin.
Mm.
Oh, I've got to add my favorite, Tamia. Let's see, Tasha Cobbs Leonard and Brandon Lake.
Okay. 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 All right. I'm gonna ask a question, and
Okay.
this is a question of all questions because this is how you know who your friends are when you live in the state of North Carolina.
Oh boy.
Are we going Duke or are we going Carolina?
Oh man, this question. So I'm probably going to get a lot of hate about this answer, but it's me. It's being honest. Both, both,
Really?
both. Really?
Wow. See,
Yeah.
I knew I like you. I knew I like you. So in my household, you are Carolina or you sleep outside. That's
Oh,
what it is. But it seems like it comes down to when it's the NCAA playoffs. You know, if Carolina happened to get knocked out early, then Duke is technically still there somewhere. So I'm pulling
yeah.
for ACC. Period. You know, and then over the years, I've learned I've always loved Mike Krzyzewski's coaching style. You know, and
Yes.
growing up, you know, it was Dean Smith versus Mike Krzyzewski. It was Newton, Carolina. You know, you choose your blues. You know, but yeah, if anything happened to my Tar Heels, I always had Duke to fall back on, or whatever ACC team. 9 times out of 10, it was gonna be Duke. So I'm with you. I'm both. I'm both. I
Yeah.
I have
I,
learned to go to the games and concentrate on the hot dogs and the drinks. I don't. I can't get too involved because you end up letting yourself down, kind of like my Panthers every year and year and year
oh,
after that
I
and
want to
year.
talk about Kansas.
That's why
Yeah.
I got gray hair now.
I get a lot of flack for because they're like you can't be both, you got to pick one. And shout out, I graduated from UNC, so I am a Tar Heel.
All right.
But that was not my first choice in colleges. Duke was my first choice. Like, I grew up, my uncle put in me like Duke, 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 and he took me to the campus, and like that was where my head was to go, to college. Unfortunately, didn't go there. I ended up at Carolina, which my mom is ecstatic about because she is a diehard Tar Heel fan. But when the games play, I'm neutral. If Carolina's home, I'll pray that they win on their home court. If Duke is home, I'll pray that they win on their home court. But yeah, even going to Carolina, I had my Duke shirt on. Don't,
It's all right. It's all right. It's funny how all those schools are within like 10 miles of each other. DJ D Nice says Tar Heel Blue and UNC or nothing over here. Hey man, your opinion is your own, and I respect it. I respect it.
what?
As long as we can get on the grill, that's all I care about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I will say this: we because I was in Durham around that time when UNC took it home, we tore Franklin Street up. I mean, we was out there. What's that spot? The library. Oh my God, there was partying and it was amazing. And I had never experienced anything like that because I wasn't in school, but I was living basically on campus. It was just an experience for me. And I said to myself, I will never leave Durham, North Carolina in my life. Boy, did that change. But the experience of being at Franklin Street whenever Carolina wins is just different. It's so many people, everybody's happy. There was a group of guys that used to run out there in Carolina jerseys full Carolina jerseys, and they would have like a trash can or something with a basketball goal on it, and you could play basketball right in the middle of the street, and they just run all the way down the road playing basketball. I
Great.
I tell you what, it's Chapel Hill is awesome. Chapel Hill is awesome.
Yeah.
Real quick, you want to give out your socials and let everybody know where they can find you at?
Once again, you can find me on primarily Instagram at Shalonda's Lyrics, SHALONDASLYRICS. And you can also follow my music company, Heart and Soul Productions LLC, and that's on Instagram as well. If you're on Facebook, which probably a lot of people are, you can follow me just under my regular name. It's Shalonda. So, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna wrap it up. Miss Shalonda, I want to thank you for being here, for being my co-host, my guest. You are an amazing person, and the blessings are just gonna fall because you are patient, you are kind, you don't mind sharing information, you don't gatekeep information, you are a person for the people. I'm pretty sure the chat loves you now. You've gained a couple of new fans. As this video circulates and as it play on the station, once I can get it uploaded, and the more they hear your voice, they're going to recognize you are, exactly what you say you are, and that is a great person. And if you don't think she's a great person, I'm going to beat you up. So, no, I don't be fighting. I don't be fighting. But, ladies and gentlemen, she is, some of the better folks in the industry that you can learn from, and that ladder she's not gonna have to climb too much further because she's already there. We're just waiting on God's timing. I think that's been the topic of the show altogether.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, has been the NuffCed Radio Show. Miss Shalonda Mathis, it's DJ NuffCed, and we're gonna sign off, and we will see you guys next time.
Alrighty, thank you.
All right.
You're listening to NuffCed Radio.
DJ NuffCed is in the mix.